All right, thank you for waiting. Let's start proper. Start. Let's go. Okay, I just want to run through very quickly now, in case you're not aware. There's another video here to prep you for the weekend. So this particular video is not about prepping you for the week. It's a training video, right? So watch this video later. It's in the trade analysis to prepare for the week ahead. Yeah. Now I want to talk about Friday and obviously FOMC day as well. Let's go to FOMC day first. A few things about FOMC day, and let's go to FOMC. So how's everyone doing? I hope you're making money. Please make money. Yeah, please make money. That's why you're here, right? You learn a skill, you make money. That's why I'm working hard every day as well, so that you make money. Yes. What's the point then, right? I'm here with you every day. You have to make money. Learn as much as you can, yeah? Okay, anyway. You're chatting here in the chat, right? It's supposed to be training, so no chatting. Focus on the charts here. But if you want to chat, YouTube, that's the way you're chatting. It's a very different nature from the Lifers meeting. Yeah, Lifers meeting, we have discussion, we chat with each other, even though it was a very short period of time. But now, as a training video, let's train. Now, FOMC. You realize, most importantly about FOMC is, this is FOMC day, by the way. This was Wednesday, right? So once again, like not Lifers, but members, please, the analysis are all there, right? So please go review it, so you have a better understanding what I'm talking about. Now you realize very simply at the start is there is no need to overtrade before the news drop. For sure, there will be some micro algorithms, microstructure, I mean, that you can take a trade. But if you believe me, right, it's always, and I want you to see it for yourself, you can catch a trade with structure even with the news landing. Right, at 1 o'clock, once we identify the early algorithms, you see, I checked in. What time did I check in? I checked in at 1 o'clock, yeah. So by 1, there was already some trades you can take, yeah, for sure. Some microstructure, as I mentioned. But there's no need to, as I show you. Look, 1 o'clock here. Now, 1 o'clock is way before power even started coming in. And I told you, if there is going to be some big news to drop the market, you're not going to miss it. And I told you, you have to wait for the retest at the yellow 664. Even if it didn't retest yellow 664, do you see that the market was building liquidity through magenta on the way down? And it's so beautiful because it started going down in the precision in the teal. Now this will happen very often if there is a strong seller in the market or they are just aggressively selling. So there are a few things you need to know from here. A few things, yeah. The first thing is, as I always tell you, if the precision algorithm appears, in this case there are two, because the blue also appeared here that we identified, you will not miss it. If this wants to dump, as I always tell you this, if this wants to dump, you will not miss it. For those who are seeing this for the first few times, you see it for yourself. You will not miss it if it truly wants to dump or it truly breaks the algorithm. You see it for yourself now. Yes. So don't have to worry about missing a trade, right? Some of you, you're trying to catch that initial candle without understanding that as long as you train your eyes to see the algorithms, right? You see how beautiful they are. You see that there is precision and there is a continuation here. It becomes very easy for you to catch a trade. So a very simple lesson on FOMC on Wednesday is wait for structure. You see it for yourself, regardless of what news it is about, right? You don't know. I don't know what power is going to say at 1 p.m., but you could prepare. You could prepare because you already identified the algorithms that are doing all the selling and buying in the market at the point in time. Now, when you can understand that, then you can learn to trust the structure. And when you trust the structure, you are more patient in waiting for it to happen. And if the structure you are preparing for doesn't happen, so be it. You understand that, right? So be it. Then there is no trade. So once you understand this, very importantly, right, you are always prepared to take a trade instead of worrying about having a certain directional bias. This is going up, this is going down. No, that's not the point. The point is you are able to identify profits in the charts because of structure like that. Now, you see the beautiful, I didn't show the pattern here, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Now, this is also a breakout and retrace here. All these techniques that I've been teaching you. And penny perfect as well. This one was so beautiful because it was penny perfect of that magenta, of that teal, and of that yellow 664. Absolutely beautiful trade right there. I don't remember if I reloaded there, but I made quite good money on Wednesday because of this. I don't remember. I would have, I guess, 442. Much earlier. I took it at the break here. 442. I took it here once magenta started rejecting here. This was not bad too, right? Because you saw magenta and you had the teal to guide you on the way down. So this was not bad too. Now remember, I may be wrong, but when you're wrong, at least you have very easy escape because your stop loss will be extremely tight here, right? But if you're right, look, if you're right versus if you're wrong, here, if you're wrong, you stop it out by yellow versus when you're right. Does it make sense? Absolutely. Trades like this, you take it in a heartbeat. You understand that, right? Especially once you already see some sort of continuation. So you notice I took it on the break of magenta, right? You're already seeing the rejection very clear head and shoulder pattern here, because you don't only see magenta building liquidity, you see the breakout and you see stronger precision algorithms that are coming into play, right? And teal as well, right? So breakout, I missed the first red candle. That's fine. Breakout, you see the precision maybe in place, retrace, very good fill. Take, protect as soon as possible. So buy then. Let's see, when did I protect it? Look, I protected it literally at 50 cents, right? So it doesn't matter. I'm protected. I'm safe. I'm stress-free. Even if this goes against me, I'm fine. I'm not going to lose money, right? So it doesn't matter if I make less money. It doesn't matter. I get into a stress-free position. That's what you want to do. Get into a stress-free position and you can ride the way down. Absolutely beautiful, right? You could reload it as well. I'm not sure if I reloaded this. Probably not on Wednesday, but I was still a little unwell then. But Friday, let me tell you, I had so much fun reloading this. Let's see, Friday. Look, I had so much fun reloading this, and I want to show you how it's done. Right. So anyway, FOMC. What I'm trying to tell you is prepare for the structure, right? If it doesn't happen, so be it, right? If it happens, you're ready, you're prepared. So you have to learn to not force trades, but learn to prepare trades. So before you get to the stage of taking a trade, right? So before you take a trade, taking trades, right? Before you get to the stage of taking trades, you need to learn to prepare trades. Prepare for the trade to happen, right? Practice more of this, right, before doing this. You can take the trade too, so this is why you need to learn to paper trade. Now, when you learn to paper trade or over a demo account, right, you can do both at the same time. So this you're preparing for real, and then you practice, take trades or paper trades. So what I'm trying to say is, before you take real trades, right, or you full port your account, don't do that. Yeah, you scale down. So if you cannot paper trade for some reason, which I don't understand. But if for whatever reasons you cannot paper trade, then scale down, right? Just take one contract for SPY. Don't be scaling up, right? The money doesn't matter. Your P&L doesn't matter now, because you're going to lose it all anyway if you don't know what you're doing. So it doesn't matter, right? You can make $10,000 today. It doesn't matter. If you don't know what you're doing, this goes away tomorrow. So why does it matter? So the point is to prepare, learn to prepare for the trade. And when you do that, when you learn to prepare for a trade, there are two scenarios that happen, right? It happens or it doesn't happen. And from there, you can learn to fine tune. You can learn to be more confident on the trades that you're preparing for, and whether that means it's a trade you're prepared for or not, because you don't know what you don't know. Do you understand that, right? You don't know what you don't know. So when a trade doesn't happen, right? When a trade that you prepare for doesn't happen, you don't know that because it didn't happen. You understand? So there are times where you truly have to trust yourself to know that it didn't happen. So there is no trade, or you're just not good enough yet to see it. So that's the point of learning how to prepare trades. Learn to prepare trades first before you start taking trades. And then that's why you review, end of day review. Once you have end of day reviews, right? Sorry, I haven't furnished this. Once you have end of day reviews, then you can see it for yourself. It really did happen. I prepared for it and it did happen, but I didn't see it at that point in time. And you start to get better because of that. Yeah. Anyway, what I wanted to say for pre-FOMC was that it always returns back to safety, right? You see, then we had the 5-day moving average, and the market just keeps returning to 5-day because it has no idea where to go. There's certain indecision. So when there's this rejection of that 5-day moving average, this was just beautiful, right? Rejection that 5-day moving average, magenta building liquidity, precision algorithm. So this becomes quite easy. Now, once again, if you miss this, so be it, right? Because you see magenta building so much liquidity throughout the entire way down. And obviously with the teal precision as well. Now, you can learn to chase this. Absolutely, you can. And I want to show you that on Friday, because I chased it many, many times. Right, Thursday, I somehow expected a chop, and it truly did chop. Because I was a little worried about this blue algorithm here, right? And this is orange. So it truly did chop to build more liquidity. You see how dangerous the market is, right? So anyway, Friday's action, I don't want to repeat too much. It's in the video that I prepared for the weekend. So please, if you have not watched it, please do watch it. Please watch it. Yeah, watch it later after this, right? To prepare yourself from Friday and to prepare for Monday. The unreal, yeah, but no bias, truly no bias. You don't know what's going to happen over the weekend, yeah. So it doesn't matter, this one. I want to talk to you about Friday, how to chase the trade, yeah. But before that, I want to have a good sense, of understanding some of your trades here. So I review your trades every day. Please do that here. All right, share your trades here. Okay, Friday. Let's go. Where was Friday? Please study my trades if you have not, right? Here you see. It's just a blast. I want you to learn to take advantage of days like that. You may not get it on Friday, but you will eventually, right? You will eventually. You will eventually. Now, you will get to a point that you're able to just enjoy all the way down, which I did, right? You have to understand why I did this. Partially also for education purpose, but obviously I need to make the money. I've not traded for the entire week. I need to make the money. No, I depend on trading to make money. So back to the original comment. Some of you say I'm not teaching. I don't understand that truly. Go find someone who can't do that, right? Because as they always say, if you can't do, you teach. But I'm doing it as a way to teach you. Isn't that even better? Right? So anyway, I need to make the money. I need the money. I need the money. I need to feed my family. So, yeah. You don't understand. I get hate for doing this. I don't understand. I get hate for trading sometimes. You know, it's I can't win. But anyway, back to this. Thank you, TG, for really just doing up all my trades. I appreciate that. And Chacha's back as well in the serious analysis, in case you're not aware, right? Many good people that are contributing every single day. But anyway, let's get back to this. Same thing again. How do you prepare for a trade like that? Now, by then, you would have already identified the yellow algorithm, isn't it? So there are a few ways you can do this. Right, the first is you can't wait for cups to close. So even if you missed the head and shoulder pattern here, right? So there is a head and shoulder with the retrace here. That works, but because we're generally just selling in that teal, right? There are two ways you can look at this. I talked about this in the video. But even if you miss this breakout and retrace here, right? Even if you miss this, that's absolutely fine, because you notice if you charted more diligently, which I didn't here because I was already focusing on the blue, there is a cup close, right? And you see, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, right? So if it happens, the next time it happens, I want you to maximize your ability to find as much profits as possible, right? Now, when I say 1 trade a day, 3 trades a day, it's for people who can't control themselves, right? You have impulse control problems. So I have to give you rules like that. But if you can maximize the trading day, you know your stamina level, you know your amount of control, you have the discipline and the rules in place, you have the mechanisms to protect you in your risk management, why not just maximize as much profits as you can every single day? Yeah, but most of us can't control ourselves. In fact, 90% of us can't do that. And some of us, I get tired too, and I don't even know it. And so that's why I have the 2 red trades in place, the rule in place, right? Because once I get a red trade, I am on high alert. I know the next one, if I'm red, I'm done for the day. So you have to put such safety mechanisms in place, such fail-safes in place to still protect yourself, right? So anyway, thankful I got all green. It was all green. Green, everything's green, right? Even the red ones here, they are green because I protected sufficiently, right? So anyway, the point is, have some fail-safes in place. Now, I don't want to talk about the basic trades. I want to talk about the advanced ones. Right, so if you allow me, if you're newer trader, right, plenty of videos to talk about the basic ones. So this is basic. I don't want to reiterate about this, right? You'll probably get bored of me. You shouldn't get bored because making money is not boring. And secondly, reinforcing the skill is not boring. You get better at it. As you get better at it, you don't get bored of it, right? So I give you an example. If you can throw a football very well, practice becomes easy for you, right? You will keep wanting to throw it because you throw it well. And then you will start focusing on the minute details of your throw, right? How much pronation you have, how much spin you're putting it on. And, you start paying attention to the small details. So you don't get bored of it. So if you're feeling bored because you think I'm repeating stuff, I think you're missing the point. Because if you're getting good at this does not get boring for you. You start paying attention to even smaller details, right? So I know what I'm doing, and I know the audience that I'm trying to get at. So please don't feel bored in making money. If you have a skill that can teach you to make money, you shouldn't be bored by it. I don't really want to talk about this, right? I want to talk about the final 10 minutes, but I have to cover this. Now, once again, where does the major selling start to come? The major selling, as you notice, start to come once we break into teal. This, yeah. So this is another technique you have to always remember. And I talked about this here, right? This was in the other weekend video. Please watch it, right? see. Take a look. 11. We planned this from 11. Sometimes, as I was saying, right? We planned this at 11 here. We planned this here. It took almost, wow, how many hours is this? 4 hours? 4 hours in order for it to realize. 4 hours. But before that, you'll be like, it didn't happen. And that's fine. If it didn't happen, then don't take the trade, right? If you're just waiting for the teal to break, you're not worried about the yellow, right? And by then you already set alerts at teal. That's fine, because it happened anyway. So you see, if it doesn't happen, then that's it. So be it. You don't take the trade, but it happened. Then you're ready. See it for yourself. So understanding that there is a certain art to, and science obviously, to preparing your trade, and understanding that if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, so be it, right? So don't worry about it. Now, chasing trades can be very fun. Let me tell you that. But there's a secret to chasing a trade. The secret is, firstly, you have to learn to scale down. All right? And secondly, you have to listen to me in this. When you chase a trade, you must always take, for example, if it's going down, right? Never chase it when it's red candles. Never. It will always never turn out well. You need to chase it when it's bouncing up, and you use the algorithms to guide you. Let me give you an example here. I rather you chase it here, right? Knowing when you're going to stop the trade, comparably to chasing here. You understand the difference, right? And so all the red candles has appeared, and you're like, I want to chase this, right? This is known as impulse control. You have to control your impulses, right? So don't start chasing the trade here. Allow it to bounce off green. You get a good fill. You get a discount. And you have the algorithms to guide you as well, right? And then, so first one is to scale down. And the second one is to get good fills. How do you get good fills? You take puts at resistance, calls at support, right? And secondly, you try to get puts on green candles, calls on red candles. And after which, the third most important thing is to learn to protect aggressively. Once you protect aggressively, you are absolutely fine, stress-free. And then you allow your runners to run based on the algorithms here, just to catch up on lost time. All right. So these are the tricks behind chasing a trade, especially when you already understand that there is a certain trend structure behind it. Okay. This was just incredible, right? It was incredible. I truly enjoyed the way down. But this one, well, missing that was a little painful. But my rule is to not double dip. So no double dipping. 17 contracts there. Oh, this went up to, I think, $13. It's oh well. Yeah, but yeah, no double dipping for me. Final 10 minutes. Yeah. If I'm not wrong, I started getting fills when this was at $2.40. I think I started putting in fills when it was $2.40. I couldn't catch up because the green candle started showing this, and the spread was just too wide. So this was my final price. I could have filled it. I could have chased it more at 370, but I felt it was getting a little too dangerous. But so be it. Sometimes you miss the fill. Likewise, when playing this, please do not put market orders. Never, never, never put market orders. You will never get a good feel. Based on my experience, yeah, if I placed a market order here, I may get filled at what, $5 or $6. It's insane, and you put yourself at so much risks. It just doesn't make sense. Not that they'll final 10 minutes, right? So anyway, the point is, and yes, if I caught this, I would have a 6-figure day. Yes, but so be it. So be it. So be it. Doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter. Already had a 5-figure day on the way down. That's fine. Anyway, what I want to say is that I want you to learn to take final 10-minute trades like that. Let me show you how. Okay, some techniques here. So this is for advanced traders, slightly more advanced. So if you're with me, check back in this video. Check back to this video once you get better. The final 10 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that statement. Never get bored with the basics. Exactly. That's what I was trying to say, and you crystallized that very well. Thank you. Never place market order in the final 10 minutes. Never, 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 never. You will never get a good feel. Never, ever. Never, ever. So, yeah. Usually, if you take market orders, well, it depends on the broker as well. That's your internet speed, right? You have to understand the broker does not serve you, right? It's not serving you. So if you place a market orders, you're telling the broker you can fill me at any price you want, not whether you want, whether the broker wants, right? So it's actually very dangerous. You're giving the broker a blank check. So it's a little dangerous if you're trading in if you're trading with large number of contracts. But if you're selling, yeah, I think you can do that, especially if you're already in profits. You can do that absolutely. Or if you're placing a stop loss, if you understand, if you're not setting a stop limit, your stop loss is actually placing a market order. So please know that as well, right? Yeah. Anyway, final 10 minutes trade, right? This was quite textbook. That's why I was ready for it. Yeah. Now you notice that yellow was just building liquidity on the way down. Yeah, yellow. If you truly wanted to chart, yellow was building liquidity on the way down here. This was another good entry here, right? So if you're diligently charting, you do see a beautiful wedge here as well, together with the yellow, right? And then out of nowhere, this happened. Now, if you're already trading with me for a long time, what is this? This is known as a thin structure, right? Because if it was to go down further, you would expect, for example, a little retrace here like that, with yellow building more liquidity, right? So this is a clear lack of structure here. When it lacks of structure, usually there is a chance it is a stop hunt, right? It's just hunting liquidity, right? You trade long enough with me, you will see this. When you see this, you cannot unsee it anymore. Yeah. So you understand that when this happens, it gets too quick. Now you don't catch the bounce here. This you don't try to catch. Try not to. Yeah. You see it, after which building more liquidity with the blue. You notice the blue that's building liquidity here. When you notice the blue that's building liquidity, this is also when you notice that, you see, I stopped charting here because I wasn't ready here. But you see the precision has already shown. This is when you start to chart the precision here. And you have a very clear entry here now, especially on the break. And then when it starts breaking, you're ready because you have the green precision to give you that guidance up to manage your stops. So far so good. Now, no bearish liquidity, because otherwise you will see something like that, right? If it wants to head down. Lack of bearish continuation structure. and a possibility of stop hunt. You see the blue building liquidity here. So the bulls were trying to build the liquidity on the way up. Precision algorithm showing. Remember, final 10 minutes, if there is no precision algorithm, you don't want to take it. And so this was prime candidate to take a final 10 minutes trade. Yep, that's it. It's as simple as that. Somehow, all the conditions aligned for this trade here. Big pity, you know. It's a big pity. But there was one more here you could have caught. Once we started, you see, it's once you have the teal, it becomes so easy, isn't it? Do you see this? Absolutely beautiful. But this was the final. Oh, it was literally the final candles. So no, I probably wouldn't take this. But if you are trading, for example, the futures, the ES, this is a possible trade. I took a very small position with the ES because it's a new contract for June. So, but I don't know how's it going to turn out on Monday. We'll just see. It's a very small position, right? But just because it's a new contract, I just opened a small position after seeing this. We'll see on Monday. Yeah. But yeah, don't be trading this. If you're trading 0 day to expiry, absolutely not. If you're swing trading, maybe, right? Because you see that there is a potential there, but not in somewhere with very limited reaction time over the weekend, especially with so many catalysts that may fall, right? We may gap down. You don't know that, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen over the weekend. So don't be trading too much large contracts. But if you're trading SPY, something that's this turned out to be quite well, right? Because there's a continuation trade right here. So this swing trade turned out to be quite well. So learning how to manage your swings starts with understanding and learning how to day trade for a start. Yeah. Anyway. Yes. Now, if you took this at the retracement here, right? So you see the final 10 minutes, as I always tell you, final 10 minutes, it's about extracting value. What do I mean? It means that you have already made $1,000 for the day. You take 100 and you extract value, because this 100 can turn into another 1,000. So you can double your account with only 10% of the risks. So that's the point behind this. And it's trades like this that you take with instinct and not confirmation. Let me explain. If you take the calls at that red candle, if I'm not wrong, this was 50 cents. If I'm not wrong, or even less, this went up to $12 for my contract anyway. Look at it. Look at it. So the point is, you are trying to, the strategy behind a final 10 minutes trade is not about making money. It's about maximizing your profits, your already safe profits, right? The problem is most of us, well, some of us, not most of us, will be full porting here, right? Because greed demands you to want to double or triple your account with one trade in 1 minute. That is the wrong way to trade, because if you continually keep up to this, you will blow your account eventually. Why do you want to do that? It's like playing Russian roulette. You get away with it once, twice, but eventually you're going to die. So the same with trading. Don't play stupid games, right? This is a stupid game if you're full porting every time in the final 10 minutes. But there's a strategy behind it. The strategy is taking your earlier profits, right? And just taking a small chunk of it and then trying to find the maximum risk to rewards. So if you're taking calls, for example, and this has already become a gamble. So you use the best techniques available to help you get the best risk to rewards. So if you're thinking of taking calls here, right? You're thinking, it's going to bounce, shorts are going to cover. You see the stop hunt that could be possibly happening. You see blue that may be building liquidity. I would absolutely take calls on the red candle. Absolutely. If I were gambling, right? This is your best gamble, your best chance, your best shot, your best R&R. So that's the thing. So what is your mentality when you take a final 10 minutes trade? If your mentality is still thinking of directional trading, you're a few steps behind. But if your thinking is, I want the best risk to rewards for my gamble, then taking calls on the red candle not only increases your risk to rewards, because this got to $10. Let's just use $10 as an example. This is 20x right there, man. Right? It's a great risk to rewards, especially with the precision guiding you all the way to the top. So, understand your strategy behind why you're doing certain things. So the final 10 minutes can be a very powerful weapon, right? If you know what you're doing. So my advice to you is always try to make some money here, right? So as I always tell you, my metrics is between 25 to 45% profit at the start of the day. And from there, I'll probably take 5% to play the final 10 minutes if I feel like it, right? If I'm in the mood. So, varying strategy just to keep yourself alive throughout the day, right? If you don't qualify, if you don't make enough money at the start of the day, then you don't play this, right? There's no need to. Or if it's on Friday, it's even better, because Friday means you have made enough money for the week. And Friday being the final day of the week where there's expiry, and it was triple witching on Friday if I'm not wrong, right? So everyone's expiring on Friday, including the futures market and the options market, obviously. So if you have the weekly profits from the week, you can take a portion, maybe 10%, 20% of your profits for the week, and this can be a possible gamble to end the day. But you must be absolutely all right with losing. This is substantial because this is a weekly profit amount. And so that's the thing. How to not be emotionally affected by the amount, right? It helps you when you have metrics. So you see, I'm always using metrics, 10%, 20%. To me, it's just a proportion. It is not money that can be used. If you think of it in terms of money, like for example, taking $2,000 to gamble this can be translated into your real life needs, right? This can be a down payment somewhere. It can pay your mortgage. It can be buying meals for your family for the entire week or month. So you see, when you can translate into something, you're more hesitant to take a trade. But if it's a metric, right? If it's a metric, you're able to be more robotic in your calculations, because you know that everything, if it's in a percentage, you're pretty safe. So like what I tell you, when I reach 25 to 45% profits of the day, I start scaling down. I'm not even writing properly now. 25 to 45%. I start scaling down, or I stop trading, because this is my metric. And thereafter, I can take a part of the profits, which is maybe 5 to 10% of the profits, to start doing something that's more risky in order to maximize my returns. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But if I lose this, I'm still within my metrics of 25 to 40%. I still make enough to maintain my metrics. Compared to using money, let's say I'm thinking, I'm going to use $10,000 to try to play this. It's a very different mentality when you do that. So if you still have not do it, how many training videos have we gone through, and you have still not developed your metrics? Be honest with yourself. Yeah. So you have to find progress when you listen to me and you do what you need to be doing. If you don't have metrics in place, you're going to overtrade, right? You're going to not be able to maximize your ability and your rewards. So please focus on. Please focus on. There are a lot of important things before you take a trade, right? As I mentioned, preparing trades earlier on. So learning to prepare trades, and then obviously the metrics. If these are not in place, do them before you start taking trades. Taking trades, it's truly one of the The last things you need to be doing. Get everything down at the start, yeah? Right, so get better by knowing yourself better. All right, I want to talk about one more thing. Let me think about what was it. I totally forgot about it. What is it? Give me a 1 minute break. Yeah, I will think about it. Yeah, give me a 1 minute break. I can't remember, but I saw a comment. I want to address that, right? This comment says that it didn't take the short trade because you're watching the teal make liquidity for the calls. No, not always. So remember, as I always tell you, you have no bias. When you think teal is building liquidity for calls, you're having a bias. And this is why this is training. Every week, every day, I'm training you. Always be looking out for who can sack you. So you see, I always have multiple scenarios. You're preparing for the trade. So you're always preparing on how the market can move up or down. And when you do that, there are two ways to that, right? So beginner traders don't understand that. They get nasty with you for doing that, right? Because they are like, you can't predict the market. You must be really lousy. Oh, sorry, I can't predict the market. I'm lousy then. So that's fine, right? Because you're looking for predictions of the market, which is the wrong thing you're looking at. You should be looking at making money in the market, not predicting the market. You wrongly associate predicting the market for making money. There are people who can predict the market, but they still don't make money. Anyway, no one can predict the market anyway. That's the point. So the point is, you have to understand. Look, teal, and I explained that to you. Teal can break. This is a support. If it breaks support, it's going to dump. It's going to dump, as I have shown you. Right? So the point is, it doesn't mean that there's bullish liquidity. It means there is going to be a bullish action. Yes, you're not wrong, Teal is actually building liquidity. Because do you see, end of day, it grabbed the teal liquidity. It did. It grabbed the teal liquidity. It surely did. So you are not wrong. But your timing was wrong. So that's the thing. You understand, but you don't preempt it. So for you, if you're a newer trader, right? If you're a newer trader, always wait for breakout and retrace. So you see teal already building liquidity here. If it's not breaking out and retrace, you're not taking the trade. Don't take the trade, because I want you to see, even with strong precision algorithms, right? The breakout is always very obvious with breakout and retrace. Look, breakout, retrace. There you go. Plenty of times even, right? When this went down. Breakout, retrace. Yellow, down. One more time here. One more time if you chart it diligently. Breakout, retrace here once. Enough to protect, right? Or breakout, retrace. Definitely enough to protect that one. Wait for breakout and retrace. That's your best bet. Sometimes you don't get the luxury of that, right? So for example, this magenta. Right, I never charted this magenta. So I didn't care for this magenta. If you paid attention, I didn't care for this. Why? Because we already identified the yellow. So I truly didn't care for this, because this is still within the chop zone here, right? But if you wanted to take the break of magenta, because you saw magenta already in power here, right? Yeah. You want to take the break of this and you missed it, fine, so be it. You missed it means you missed it. I wouldn't be able to catch this as well, right? So missed it, so be it. Then this one becomes tricky, right? So here, this one I want to talk about. So if you ignore the yellow and you wanted to take a microstructure here, right? Let's talk about this. Now, I already identified the yellow there. So you knew that this was the liquidity wedge here. So magenta is already a little less effective than the yellow. So if you wanted to short this here, you have to scale down, because of the idea that this is the liquidity wedge. Yeah, you understand that? Right. So if you wanted to short this, you had to scale down. Now, if I wanted to short this, I would have done this. The breakout, if I missed it, so be it, right? You see the retrace? I would have caught a put using this yellow at the green candle. And this red candle appeared, I would have protected the trade. But otherwise, I would have get stopped out anyway. And if you wanted to catch this trade as well, you chart this yellow, you notice that so your only entry must be this green candle because it's still in the yellow. Right, once you broke out of the yellow, you're not going to short this anymore, isn't it? If you truly want to short this, you will short this with the teal. But my question is why? Why are you shorting this with the teal if the precision is not showing? So you see, you get this chop here. So there are times when you think, at this point here, you think, it's going down. It's not. Look, you think this is going down at this point here, and you thought, I'm going to miss out. But no, do you see at the end of day, it's still chopping in the teal. So you always prepare for the trade. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, right? There's a chance that this works out as well. There's a chance that this went up like that and continues heading down, activating the yellow like that. That's fine. You're not ready for this trade, right? So that's the thing. You prepare for the setup. And most importantly, if the structure is not ideal, regardless, if it's ideal, if it's not ideal, I mean, take a look at my trades. I'm always protecting. I'm always protecting it because I have no idea if it's going to work out. But if you protect it enough, you still can make money. Look, who cares if it works out? You care about making money. What do you care more about? Being right or making money? So when you get your priorities right, you are going to make money. I'm always protecting because if it doesn't work out, I still make money. You understand that logic, yeah? It doesn't matter I make less money or it doesn't matter. I'm making money. It doesn't matter. All right, understand that, and then it becomes quite straightforward here. So this is a very good example, right, of how breakout and retrace. You have to be extremely careful here, right? So as I mentioned, it's going to come with some experience instead of always taking the trade. So that's why I always suggest the safer trades. By then, I've already stopped suggesting to you taking the magenta. You notice that, right? By then, I have already identified the yellow, and I told you to be careful of the wedge. So there is a certain wisdom in choosing the safest trade. There is a certain wisdom to that. It's fine to miss a trade. Yeah, if you're a newer trader, you don't want to be caught in this. This is nasty. This is extremely nasty. I'd rather wait. I mean, on hindsight now, you can see it for yourself, right? You rather wait for it to break, and this becomes less nasty. Yeah, this is nasty action here. But if you can protect, I mean, just take a look how nasty this is. Look at all these engulfing candles. This is where you avoid. And how can we avoid this? We managed to avoid it because we understood the liquidity wedge. Look, and the algorithms guide you along. You and I, we both avoided this because we understood the algorithms and the liquidity wedge here, yes? Right, so anyway, the point is practice, right? I can't teach you this. I can teach you this. Yes, I can teach you this by trading with you every single day, and you will get better. People who think that trading is something that's theoretical, oh, I just have to learn this, and that, and I can be a good trader, you're kidding yourself. I don't know who gave you that idea, but no. But trade with me long enough, right? You gain experience, you will only get better. And as I tell you, I'm not here to make it easier for you, but I'm here to make you better. I truly hope you can understand all these things that I'm telling you about, and for you to become a better trader from there. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. There's one more thing I want to talk about. Let's see. Yellow, magenta. Yeah, please watch the video. Please watch the video from here. over here, this one, yeah, to prepare for the week ahead. It's going to be an exciting week. I hate wars. I hate it. I hate it with a vengeance. But yeah, we're in one now, and the market is volatile because of that. So when I'm on the trading floor, I take away all my emotions, right? It doesn't matter what you feel about the war. It's irrelevant when you're on the trading floor. It's not as if you can do anything about it, right? So when you're on the trading floor, you focus on your purpose. You make as much money as possible. And then you can donate to the VA. You do that, right? Then you do that. You see what I mean? We just have to be compartmentalizing our purpose. So regardless of how you feel about it, you get on a trading floor, you focus on how to fulfill your purpose on the trading floor. And when you get it done, you make the money, then you talk. Then you have the power to decide what you want to do thereafter. I'm worried. I'm horrified at the prospect that another generation of young people may be drafted. It's terrible. I don't like it. I want to leave politics out of this, but it's a pointless war. It's pointless. Wars are all pointless. Yeah. So wherever you are, please stay safe. If you have no choice, as I did, if you have no choice, I want you to pray for greater purpose, and I'll pray for you as well. It's tough, right? I mean, life is tough. It is what it is. But whatever it is, wherever you are, you know your immediate purpose. You serve it. You serve it well. Like in trading, all right? So when you're on the trading floor, it doesn't matter what you think about the war. It truly doesn't matter. At that point in time when you have to make the trade. Yeah, but you do it purposefully, because once you make the money, you can decide what you want to do with the money. Right? Whatever causes that you believe in, you make the impact then. Right? Because there are people who are depending on you. Your family too. You're feeding your family. You remember what I always tell you. So when you're on the trading floor, you focus on feeding your family. You make that money, you get out of there, you feed your family. Right? That's what I mean. So yeah, it's easy to have some emotional attachments or some political affiliations with regards to the news that move the market. But tomorrow when the bell opens, or even later tonight, when the futures market open, please put that aside. All right? When you're on the trading floor, you focus on your purpose, your immediate purpose there. Right? You promise me that. Stay focused in our journey here. You have to make money, right? As I always tell you, you have to make money. If you have penny perfect algorithms and you're still struggling to make money, something is not right. We got to fix that, right? And I will do better as well. Likewise for you. I hope I'm feeling better. I think I'm feeling better. I think I'll be fine this week. But let's not overexert myself today, yeah? So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time. I truly am thankful. Please watch this weekend video. I prepared it so you can prep for the week ahead. Thank you. See you closer to opening bell.